All right, good evening, everybody. We are live this evening for a fatherhood fairness event. We're going on for a mock trial. Okay. Now, this evening, before I get started, okay, I have to just um, do a little bit of preliminary information. Today, you will watch how winning strategies, fatherhood, the courts, and custody assist fathers with getting equality when it comes to their children. We have a father asking for fairness after the mediation services that the court suggested for him was biased. Okay, they were biased on all levels. They were biased in how they spoke to him. They were biased in when they were giving the mother favoritism over him. It's not something that he felt. It's something that a lot of fathers feel. Okay, so this will be the first of two mock trials for him. All right. Today's graded will be Omari's mobile car repair. Omari himself sought out winning strategies for services, and we helped to educate him when it came time for him to go to apply to get custody of his child. And amazingly enough, Omari is the full custody parent, not partially, full custody parent. So he has decided to come back and help other fathers that is going through the same thing. Okay, now um, we have two participants. We have, uh, and I'm going to, for the sake of this event, I'm going to change his name to David. Okay. Um, we have David and we have Danny. Okay. Danny, she can be a pistol. Okay. From what he's told us about her. Okay. However, um, he's going to have, I'm going to say, fairness today. We want both of them, both parents, to be able to express how they feel as though either they can be work together or they can be in some instances, the best parent. However, we want them to come together to try to get something resolved for the child, not for either one of them, but for the child because it's in the best interest of the child. Now, winning strategies tries to make a difference for children by having them spend time with their fathers, but more dads need to man up. Okay, you manned up when it was time to create the child. The child didn't ask to be here. Okay, now be a man and help take care of the child. Okay, however, a lot of fathers are there. A lot of fathers are trying to do their best. Okay, but let's look at it. Sometimes it's the mothers as well. Okay, and mothers, I want you to remember this: all fathers aren't deadbeat dads, and all mothers aren't the best parent to raise a child alone. So let that man have time with his child. Now, this is something that my mother taught my son at a very young age. She said a child has 46 chromosomes, 23 from the mother and 23 from the father. So it's not my fault that I got bad genes, but I can be a better parent, better person if my parents work together. That holds true for today. That held true for when he was coming up, who is now 15, 16 now, my apologies. Okay. Both parents should be able to work together. All right. You know, but I really feel as though the parents can work together, but sometimes it's the courts that brings the division amongst parents. Now, lastly, before we get into it, as winning strategies tries to earn money because money isn't always given so freely for um, I'll say organizations such as winning strategies. So we have to do fundraisers. So we have secured a fundraising spot with the Baltimore Orioles. Okay. We're at stand 316. Okay. We are there every Baltimore Orioles home game. We were there Memorial Day. We are set to be there the first and the second. The first meeting on Saturday, that means that you would report at 1 o'clock if you're going to help volunteering with us. Now, Sunday's games are at 1, so that means your report time is at 9. So text me. Don't call me because I'm at work. Text me at 443-768-8158. Again, that's 443-768-8158. Okay, if you want to volunteer with us. Now, as I said, okay, hold on for me. All right. Before I get everybody on stage, I'm going to introduce everybody to you. Now, in fairness, let me go with the ladies first. We have Danny. Okay, this is the mom. His name is David. This is the father. And our greater Omari, he's been here for several times, well, to help out.
Mm-hmm.
So let me start off. Okay, David, you are here seeking full, not full, you're seeking partial custody of your son. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, okay, your son has been primarily with Danny. Okay, he has not seen you as much, and in the past, she has cut off communication with you. Okay, and also, she didn't even put you on the birth certificate. All right. Now, here are my questions for you, sir. Why are you in front of me today to decide your custody? Now, I want you to hear that again. Why are you in front of me today to discuss your custody? Secondly, does the mother communicate with you about your son at all? And I'm going to say it again. Does she communicate with you at all when it's about your son?
Why aren't you talking to me, Your Honor?
I'm talking to him right now. Okay. If you had the opportunity to make a custody agreement, how would it be? Okay. Now, I know you probably have a hard time remembering everything, but I'm going to go back over. Just ask me to rephrase it. Now, last question, David. Have you ever tried mediation? And if so, what happened? Okay. So I'll let you go first.
So I'm here today actually seeking for joint custody shared between both parents. A child should not grow or be without both parents if they have both parents in their life. and that's what I'm here seeking for. I'm seeking for the joint custody shared with both.
Okay, thank you. Hold on, please. Daniel, you're here. Okay, you're here because of what?
He hasn't cared about our son in these 13 years. I don't know why this is an issue all of a sudden now. So this is just a waste of my time. He hasn't been
Okay,
there. He run behind all his women. That's the priority. He don't care about what's going on with us or with his son.
okay.
This is
So
a
I
waste
have
of my
a
time.
few questions for you to think about as well. Why didn't you put him on the birth certificate?
He wasn't there.
Okay. Why do you allow your underage son to be involved in the communication when you do finally decide to let him see him? Okay. Then why do you keep him from his father? These are questions that I would like to get answers to. David would like to get answers to. So basically, we're going to have it to whereas you, right now, Miss Danny, you give your response. Okay?
Okay, so he
Go
wasn't
ahead.
there. He wasn't there during the pregnancy. He wasn't there when I went to labor. So I gave our son my name. You weren't around. He wasn't around. David hadn't been around, so it didn't matter. Um, what was your next question?
Okay. Why didn't you put his name on the birth certificate?
I just answered that question. He wasn't around, so I gave him my name.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How many times has he been there to see your son? Your child. Let me ask that.
No, it's our
How
son.
has how many
It's sporadic. He tries to pop up. He don't call. He don't try to communicate beforehand. He just pops up, and that's not how that should work. Like, no, just don't come to my house. You don't know what I'm doing.
you saying he's never called you?
No, he just pops up when he wants to.
Okay. So are you saying that you want communication before he pops up?
Yes, communicate. Let's
Okay.
and not. I'm on my way. No, let's plan this. No, we're not going to just sit.
So you're
They're just going
saying
to say,
he's
I'm coming to
never
get him.
he you excuse me. You're saying that there has never been any communication from him about him coming to see the child that you two created.
I mean, yeah, yeah, he has occasionally.
Occasionally like what?
He may tell me on like, hey, I want to get him this weekend.
But when does he do that?
That's too short notice to me.
When does he do that? You haven't answered that. When does he do that?
Some like during the week for the upcoming weekend. Like, nah, that's too short notice.
Um, according to Maryland law, okay, 48 hours is enough. Now, here it is. We're here today for a custody agreement, okay? For there to be a custody agreement. He's letting you know 48 hours in advance that he would like to come and spend time with your son.
What if we already have
His
plans?
son. Say again?
What if we have plans already?
What if you have plans already? Excuse me. This is an agreement between you two, okay? Beforehand. He has let you know 48 hours that he's coming to get you. Coming, not you, coming to get your son. Now
Mm-hmm.
here it is. I've been reading in his document that you'll sometimes call and say, well, we're not going to be there after it is an arranged location. After it's an arranged location, you will say, oh, you're not going to be there. You're going to be someplace else. You have to come down here to get him. Is that fair to him?
If he wants them, come get them wherever we are. Yep, come get them. I got him all the time. I'm spending my gas money. You spend yours for once.
So you're saying that this isn't a mutual situation between the two.
He needs to adjust as well. If you want me to do last minute, you need to adjust to the last minute.
Why are you saying this last minute? It's not last minute.
48
From what
hours.
I'm reading, from what I'm reading. Okay,
y'all,
well
y'all men
let's
all
hear
just
from
get
him.
together.
Let's hear from him. Thank you. We'll be back. Mr. David, what's your take on everything?
Well, for starters, there, like you said, is absolutely no communications. But for years and years, we have always had a meetup spot for a location and time. If anything was to change, we would notify 48 hours in advance. So if we would meet up every Friday, you have until Wednesday to make your changes. But it just seems though I've been hearing at the last minute from our child that I cannot meet up, they cannot meet up with me, and that I will have to come all the way out there if I want to see him. And if I cannot make it all the way out there, then I just don't get a chance to see them. And the reason that she states that she cannot meet me is because of her work schedule. Regardless what my work schedule is, I still find ways. I get the help from my sister or friends that I pay to ensure that I get to see my child, regardless of my work schedule.
Okay. So, if I hear you right, okay, you're saying that you do communicate with her about picking up your son. You're saying that she changes the location or she just changes her mind at the very last minute, okay? And you also are saying that she's difficult to communicate with. Now, has this always been the case?
Yes, this has always been the case because on your first one that you said, I do not communicate with her. I do not even have like a phone number for her to communicate. So therefore, I notify my son when like, hey, dad is going to be there to come get you. We're going to meet up at the same location. And instead of her using her own device to communicate back, she does it through the child, but she has my number. She has ways to communicate with me, but chooses to do it through the child.
Okay, hold on, hold on.
Not okay. Ooh.
Excuse me. Danny,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Danny, I'm hearing that you communicate through your 13-year-old to his father. Is that
I'm so
accurate?
I, I'm so sorry. I'm over here bugging out from everything that David has said. Okay, so I'm gonna respond because I'm like, oh my gosh, but because I don't want David to have access to me like that. Because he be saying all off the wall stuff, and my man does not want to see me communicating with him. So I mean, it's just go through, David Jr. It's okay. Like, you don't gotta contact me. My man, like, he's paying the bills and stuff. Like, I don't need all of this extra drama messing with my house.
Okay, so besides the fact that you created a child that's 13 years of age with a man who is trying to be there as much as possible for the child, you're saying that you don't want him to communicate with with you because you have an underage child, but you also have a relationship with somebody else who doesn't want you to have communication with him.
Hmm.
So
I'm gonna respect that. Yeah,
you said respect that? You mean
I'm
he's
gonna
not
respect that man.
respecting your
Yeah.
relationship?
Hmm.
Say again.
I'm gonna respect my relationship. Yes.
But what about the father of your child?
I don't owe him anything.
You owe him the fact to communicate with him when it's involving your underage child, man.
He
That's
should
in
have
Maryland
he,
law.
he should have stayed with
Well,
us and then he could have our child all the
if
time.
you do not hold on, if you do not choose to communicate verbally with him, we do recommend the usage of parenting apps.
Hmm.
Okay, we have a lot of parenting apps that we recommend. All right, we can even text. We ask you to text so you don't have to communicate. But he doesn't even have a telephone number to communicate with you. And that's not right. You think that's fair to the child?
Our son is good.
You say your son is
DJ's straight. DJ's straight. He don't need anything. He's straight. I got him.
so you saying you don't need the father anywhere in your life, his life.
I mean, it is what it is. He needs to make the effort. He needs to be there.
He's trying to make the he's making all the effort there is with you. He's trying to communicate with you. He's trying to be a co-parent with you.
Have you asked Mr. David when was the last time he came to a parent teacher conference?
Do you let him know when they are?
He can contact the school. His name is on stuff.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
David, did she let you know that your name is on information at the school?
I have no information nor knowledge of what school our childs go to. I had information of one school of last year, but that was only because of the fact that I enrolled our child into jujitsu, and therefore I needed to pick him up from school.
So you had the information. You said this was last year?
No, I'm sorry. This was last school year, but it was actually 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
I
And
can do
well,
that.
you said he was enrolled
I
in
can fix that
school.
stuff. I can do that.
Excuse me, Miss Danny. You said he was enrolled in school. So who she disenrolled him and took him? Is that what
Uh,
you're saying?
she moved somewhere else. She was out Owings Mills at first, and then she moved somewhere out of Arundel Mills.
Mm.
But she didn't let you know where you were going,
Nah, she did not let me know
where
what
she
school
was
he was
going.
Yeah, she did not let me know what school he was transferring to.
Now,
And
hold on.
honestly, too, I about to say I found that information out through her mother.
Oh, her mother let you know, not her.
Yeah, no, not her. Remember, I still had no phone number, no anything from her. It's been like
Okay.
this for years.
All right. So there's no outbreak from you, Miss Danny. We're gonna mute you. All right. Now, Mr. David,
Yes.
what you are experiencing is the first stage of alienation. When I say the first stage, this is what happens. She blocks you. She doesn't give you the information that's needed. She does not communicate effectively with you when it's involving a child. Okay. Now, you can and you have taken the steps because we're here today. If you had the opportunity again, and that was one of the questions I posed to you.
Hmm.
If you had the opportunity to have custody like you want, how would you have it? And I want you to think about take a moment to think about that.
Honestly, the way I would have it, whatever school he's been enrolled into, it seemed like it's been a good school. So I will keep him in the school that he's in. And like my overall parenting plan was we just go back to the way things were. Oh, meetups
Well,
Friday.
I wasn't. I listen. I wasn't there when things were. So tell me,
Oh
give
yeah, that's
me
what I
a
was
little
going to get
bit
into.
about
That's
how
what I was
things
going to get
were.
into. I was getting into that. So pretty much he was with me every weekend that he was not in school. Anytime there was a summer break, so July and August, he's with me. Every birthday, he's with me. Holidays was always in a rotation. So therefore, if she has Thanksgiving, I have Christmas. But pretty much throughout his school semester, he would be with her because it's his school. But anything outside of that, he's with me. So pretty much from June, I mean, I'm sorry, not June, from January until that spring break, he would be with her. I would get him weekly. Spring break, he comes with me. After spring break, he goes back with her. But when it comes back to the summer break, we will still follow that weekly thing, that weekend thing. Summer break, he's with me from June the 12th. We just going to estimate that's the last day of school, all the way up until the end of August because school starts in August all of a sudden now. Um, After that, we go back to the weekly basis. His birthday is in October. He has to come back with me for his birthday because I throw him a birthday party every year. Every year, I throw him a birthday party. And like I said
Yeah,
again,
let me ask you this. I'm sorry to cut you off. You
yeah,
said every year you throw him a birthday party.
yeah.
So those times when you threw him a birthday party, did she not bring him?
We would meet up in our location. We would meet up in our
Okay,
meetup
so
location.
you would get him.
It wasn't until last year, let's say, what month was it? June of last year, the end of June. That's when things started to get rocky. And I wasn't able to see him for his birthday last year either.
Okay,
So that was last October was our first year of actually having him for his birthday.
okay. Thank you.
I was gonna say I had more also because I was gonna say back
Go ahead.
I was doing communications with her mother since I did not have communications with her. I
Hmm.
notified her mother 25 days in advance that I will be trying to get him for the month of July and if it's okay because every July I go on a family vacation. I was told that I was going to get back to once July 1st happened. I received a message stating that I would not be able to get him because he is already enrolled into a summer program.
Did she tell you this?
No, I was informed this by the grandmother. I also told the grandmother, like, hey, I'll let you know weeks in advance about my upcoming plan. And it's not brand new that I take the kids onto a family vacation. I take days off of work in the month of July just so I can ensure that I do my family vacation. Now, I did not get him for the month of July. I actually was able to see him in the month of August. So he was with me the entire month of August. But once he went back to his mother, that's when she decided to block all communications with me. I was not able to call his phone, send a text message. No one in my family was able to reach out to him. Once I used another phone to try to contact with him, he stated that his mother brought him another phone and that he was not allowed to talk to me from that phone.
Dang. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, Miss Danny. Is there any?
I'm trying to get myself together from that. Okay, let me get back in the character. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. Cause I'm trying to recover from that. Cause
Why you
I
say recover? Why you choose to say recover?
no the real. I had to turn my
Right.
camera. Yeah, I had to turn my camera off because I started crying. I don't know if y'all seen the chat, but I'm like, this is not okay. This is not okay. So I know we got to get through this, but this is not okay. I don't know you in real life. I've come out of I lived in Maryland, lived in Owens Mills. Sir, I am sorry you're going through this. Give me a second because this is not okay. I've gone through custody court, so
But let me say this. Let me
oh,
say this while you're getting yourself together. The viewers who see this get to see what happens of tearing families apart. We're not going to go with either parent. We're going to say families. Because whether the child lives with the mother or the child lives with the father and they see the parents equally, it's still it's still tearing the family apart.
mm-hmm.
Okay? We have a mother here who is helping us with this, and she is upset. She Danny has agreed to do this for us, what, a year and a half already, Danny?
It's been numerous times in different capacities. Yeah.
And she knows, she
What's
understands.
What's crazy
Okay?
is on my way home from work, I was on the phone with my ex-husband, my son's father, and I'm like, "Yeah, I have to get on at 7 o'clock. I got to get on the, this podcast thing for fathers." And he was like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, I got to be the bitter mother, like the hateful mother or whatever." And he was like, "That's not even you. How you gonna do that? That's not even you." So okay, okay, whoo, okay, come on, let's go ahead.
So this is you. This is you. The ball is in your court. I need for you to explain what's going on, why he can't see his son like he wants. Why is it that you're causing a issue for him to see his son?
So when he says back in last summer in June, DJ needed some summer clothes, and I asked him out, "Can you help me with summer clothes?" And he was like, "Nah, I can't do it right now. Don't you got some new man?" And I was like, "Well, forget it. If you can't help provide for him, you don't need to see him. There ain't no need to
Is
bother."
that so? He said that out of his mouth, or is that what you were saying?
And he was like, "Why you?" He said, "Why do you need my help? Aren't you good? You told me you were good over there."
So basically, you are saying that you're giving him, you're not allowing him to be the father that he's trying to be, correct?
He doesn't want to be.
That's not what we've just heard from him.
Well, when I said our son needs some clothes, he said, "You told me you were straight over there. You don't need me."
So let me ask you this, or let me say this, moving forward. Since there seems to be a communication breakdown amongst the two, we're really going to, the courts is going to impose that you use a parenting app. Okay, Miss Danny, I hear what you said about your new interest. However, if your new interest can't get with the program with you having a parenting app to communicate with the father of your 13-year-old child, then there's something wrong with him. And yes, I'm saying that because this is a father who is trying to be there. This is a father who wants to be there. You have to allow him to be there. Now, Mr. David, this is what we have. We're going to allow there to be a 3-day gap. Within that third day, we're going to come back and we're going to see what sort of plan you have together for your son and yourself. Okay? Now, you will have to email it to this court so we can look at it. You can write it down, just email it to us. We'll look at it. Is that fair, sir?
Yes.
Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Danny, is that fair?
No, why can't I submit one?
No,
That's
no, no,
not
no, no,
okay.
no.
No, I don't. No, I don't agree with that. Why
You
does she
have
get
to
to pick me?
remember. You have to remember, okay, how it runs and
Mm.
how the court operates. The parent who filed first, the parent who filed first gets an opportunity to speak and to present evidence first. You can present evidence as well, okay? However, we're going to look at the father's interest first because he is the one who initiated the court proceeding.
So you're doing this because you're a man and he's a man.
No, I'm not. We just said he filed first. He initiated the court documents.
Does this
Okay.
stop his child
Uh,
support?
was it Choppers? No, not right now. However, if the court finds that there is reasonable doubt that we should alter his custody to give him more time with his son than you are allowing, then your child support may very well be amended.
Oh hell no.
We're not going to
Mm-mm.
stop it.
Mm-mm.
It will be amended because he
Mm-mm.
gets time with the child now.
Y'all bugging. No, whatever.
Okay. Now I'm going to stop this right now. The court case. All right. Now, David, I want you to hear from Amari. Okay, on your presentation. Okay, I want you to hear what he has to say about how you present it. Okay, Omari.
What's going on, Eric? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect, perfect. All right, so I was taking some notes down on this one. I never did this before, but I was taking some notes down. I'm glad I did. Um, as far as grading, um, eye contact, speech, everything that was on point. A lot of people, including myself, get up here with a lot of
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't have any of that. It's clear to see that you're serious. You're standing on what you're saying. Um, and as far as the notes I took down, which I feel are very important, um, when you start speaking about experiences and things that have happened, I want you to state dates.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
I got a note here for stating facts and dates. Don't try to stick away from general things like all that stuff and things like that. You want to be specific, give dates. You spoke about a meetup location. State that meetup location. You never spoke about where that was.
Gotcha.
Say it. Don't make them have to ask you for it. You want to present all of this right now. You spoke about paying friends to pick up your child. How much are you paying them? You said I pay friends. How much? Especially if child support is involved. We're talking about how
Mm-hmm.
much you're paying for, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm gonna take a break real quick. I want you to write down the stuff I'm saying. I see you sitting here, you listening.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I don't know if
I'm
you're
writing it
recording.
down now.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure I don't want to just blow it past you and you just get a
No.
feel
You
and
you
not
fine. You fine. You good. You good. I'm writing down right now.
And
anything that
even
you
when he's
can
writing this down, I'm agreeing with him. Like I am 100% in agreement with everything that he's
All
saying.
right, I'm gonna move on a bit. As far as in anything that you can reference, that you can prove, reference that document or whatever screenshot or whatever email or whatever social media post, reference documents. And if you don't have the documents, send in the documents. You can get with Eric about, I know I think your coherent is in person. Have copies, print stuff out, so you can say, as shown right here, she texted me such and such. As
Mm-hmm.
proven right here, I was at this
Mm-hmm.
date for such and such.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of
Mm-hmm.
document, any type of
Mm-hmm.
paper, prove, something you can hand over and really, that pushes your argument a lot further. Um, I heard also of you not knowing the schools, the school that your child is in. So you said the last school I know he was in, state that school. When he was in such and such elementary, it was XYZ. We were doing blah, blah, blah. That just also proves that you know what you're talking about. You're not just trying to throw something out there hoping they're not going to hook it.
Right.
And where else was I? Also, now this is a bit interesting right here, right? Eric, you're going to like this one. So, as the mother, I'm sorry, what's your name again, Miss?
Danny.
Your real name?
Danielle. Danny.
Danielle. Okay. I thought that was a made up name as well. Okay.
Nope.
All right. So
I am
when Danny,
initially.
when Danny started talking about, that's just too much. I can't handle that. I got enough on my plate. Blah blah blah. I would have took that route and been like, well, if she can't handle what's on her plate, it's a lot of, mental health facilities, things she can do to, make sure that she can handle what's on her plate. And if she can't, we can go ahead and have the child come over to me, because these are just basic things that you're asking of a human being.
Yep.
You're not asking her to do anything out of the ordinary. If this is too much on your plate to just communicate as a parent, maybe you need to seek some mental help so you can get on a wavelength that you can communicate and do these things. But until then, I'm more than happy to take my child and handle this while she gets help. Now, don't lay it on too thick where it would come off like, all right, bro, chill. But I just threw some stuff out there because I would have definitely took that route, because that's ridiculous. If that's really what she's saying, I can't handle this, can't handle that. Well, okay, let me help out with that, Also, when we talked about child support and but not really child support as far as custody, it goes with days and nights, who has the child more and than the other. Eric, I just sent you an email while we were doing this. I found a page that shows for each county in Maryland, the first day of school, the last day of school, how many days each break is, and also other days that follow. So like professional development, Easter, where it shows all the breaks. We can use that, or he can use that to calculate the days, because you're saying they with you every weekend, not in school, and all of the breaks. I think when I looked it up, every weekend is already 104 days, over 180. That's over half the year.
Yes, sir.
So if
In
we've got
school,
breaks
in school,
and
180
stuff,
days.
yeah. So you said school is 180 days?
Yes, the minimum. The mandated requirement is, I'm a teacher. The mandated amount is 180 teacher is 180 days. There
Well, we
must
already
be
got 104 if we got every weekend.
Yep.
So if we got breaks and all of that included, that'll help, because I feel like we was right there. I thought about that as we were talking. I'm not done. Sorry.
No, this you doing good. You
Yeah, I'm about to say,
because you got my note. You in all my notes.
So another question I have is, are you coming to the court seeking the same schedule that you were already on? Are you just wishing things will go back to the same thing? Or are you wanting to alter it every week on, week off? Or do you want every weekend like you had?
Oh, sir.
That's
I
not for
want
you
to
to answer
say,
to me. That's just something
uh,
for you to. They're gonna ask you that. They're gonna ask you, what are you looking for? What do you want?
gotcha.
You need to know that. So then I had a question for you also. So why is it that your son, it's your son, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
Why is it that your son can't be with you like during the school weeks? You live too far from the school or something?
yes.
Okay, how far?
With my work schedule was 6 in the morning,
Uh-huh.
and with my work schedule is 6 in the morning. Like I said, I really don't know what's going on, so I just assumes that he get taken to school by her.
Okay.
Mm. Okay, so you said
But
So
how far do you live
like
from the
Baby
like
from
school? Hold on,
Owings
one
Mills
second, Danny.
to
One second, Danny. 1 second. I'm sorry, 1 second. How far do you live from the school?
that's what my question
uh,
was. Owings Mills to Arundel Mills,
Okay.
I was about to
All
say,
right.
right?
That's
Like,
definitely understandable. Is that the case?
say that again. I'm sorry.
You live in Arundel Mills and the child goes to school in Owens Mills? Well, that's
no,
the
No,
it's
no,
distance.
no, no,
opposite.
no,
It's
no.
opposite.
The mother is in Arundel Mills, but I'm all the way in the city, like close to Bel Air Road. Like I'm
Okay,
all the
yeah,
way
Okay.
yeah,
in the northeast.
yeah.
Okay.
That's yeah.
That's understandable. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You should mention that also. That's something also that they shouldn't have to ask you when you speak about,
Oh,
the distance from the school.
hold on, hold on. You said
Um,
distance from school. Got it.
yeah, the distance from the school. I
No,
mean,
don't
I'm,
do.
I'm
I got you. I'm gonna do that for you. Keep continue
I
the
was about to say,
conversation.
I'm as anal as
Continue
getting
the
the
conversation. I
mileage.
got
I'm
you.
doing gas tank per mile. Yeah, that's how I
Mm-mm,
would do.
mm-mm,
Just to
mm-mm.
have it. They might not even ask you, but if they do, you got it right there.
Got it.
All right, so a few more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what changed when y'all had
Uh,
the schedule of you getting him and everything was good?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't
Why
know.
did it change? Or what was the this happened and then everything was different? What was that?
So, so I'm not for sure on why the whole July incident. I'm really not for sure why that happened. That's something personal with her. But I was able to get him last August. Once
Okay.
August ended, the last day, the last weekend, that last Sunday of August, when I gave him back to her,
Get these
that's when
dates.
everything flipped upside down. Like we didn't have no communication already. So when it came to the exchange of the child, see you later, son. I love you. Have a good day on your first day of school. When I called him the next day on his very first day to get him prepped, like, hey, make the best of your first day, it was it was like nothing. It was so once I couldn't get in touch with him, I started using third parties like playing on the PlayStation, or he has a VR and I have a VR. So I had found other ways to get in contact with him to let him know, like, hey, your dad's been trying to call you. And I, like you said, have the documents and stuff. Oh man, I got the messages about how she told him not to
You
talk
gotta
to me
print
on
them.
the phone. Oh yeah, I already got them printed. I have the
Okay, but I
messages
say you need
about
all of that, every single one.
definitely do. And that's what I was printing out yesterday to make sure I have everything all in order.
Okay.
And guess what? I'm gonna say this. He will never forget that. He will never forget that. He knows you've been fighting for him. Because a lot of times there are mothers that manipulate that,
Mhm.
and they manipulate all of that. Oh, he didn't, whatever. No. He's going to know and see. Baby, I've been fighting for you for 13 years. And that's going to bring y'all closer together. Y'all going to ride this out together. So I'm just trying to give you some encouragement. Like, hold on. You, come on.
I
You're in
am.
the right place. You're doing the right thing. Hold on. Hold on.
All right.
Now, what you can also do is if you can find out the school he's in, and um if Eric wants to give you my information, that's fine. Because me kind of backsiding the educational part,
Mhm.
we can find out what school he's in. and you can actually get yourself put on information so you know what's going on. School celebrations, whatever, so you can be there to support your son. Because
You know, it's funny that y'all actually said that because I want to say maybe about last week he did send me a picture of because he will be going. He actually 11, but he would be going to he do the transition from fifth to sixth grade, and that it's June the 10th at 2:30 p.m.
and he sent that to you,
Yeah,
which
he
means
sent.
he wants you there.
Yeah, he sent it to my phone.
Go ahead and
Have proof for
blow
that
up
and speak on that too.
blow up Big Daddy Bad.
Oh yeah. I was definitely going to speak on when he was told not to talk to me and when he was. I actually have the message printed out already when he sent me a message saying, "Hey, Dad, Mom said I can talk to you from this phone now."
Okay, there we go.
All right.
Thanks.
Adrian, you ready?
One last thing before I close out. Hold on. One last thing, I
All right.
promise. The
See,
last
I
thing.
got so much. Like you limiting us. We got so much.
This the last thing.
I got more.
How much you pay for jujitsu? You
Ooh,
said you pay for jujitsu. You get that number. How much it was
Yeah,
for
I
the
got
whole
to. Yeah, I
duration?
gotta definitely get those records also.
Get those because that's going to be asked. That's a part of child support. I think I heard you got child support going on already. That's your curricular activities. You got legal custody
yep,
stuff going on. Get that.
yep, yep.
All right, I'm
Wait.
done now.
Okay, wait.
All right.
I got. Wait, Eric. I got
Go ahead.
more. Please.
Go ahead, then.
Okay, so um, I have no issue. If you want to message me, I can send you my current agreement because it sounds a lot like what you want. So I can send that to you. Okay. Wait. Your name is not on the birth certificate. Is that correct?
Yes.
Has there ever been a paternity test?
No.
Does he look like you?
We
I mean, are you
discussed.
just like
We discussed it. We
Yeah,
discussed
image
that.
of me.
Yeah, I missed that earlier. Okay.
No. He and I. But before we had this conversation tonight, we discussed that,
That's his baby,
and
and
that's how.
it don't matter.
Believe it or not, the way that everything happened, it sounded like it was looking at everything overall, it all sounded like it was premeditated because the same person that I was going through, which was her mother, she was actually there the day of birth. I was there also too. But like, they say they not really supposed to let the child go or release without the documents being signed. Oh yeah, that day that child was released without documents being signed. I didn't sign. And a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, why didn't you sign it?" What up? Man, that was the first time me being a father. I was excited. Anyway, we weren't about no paperwork or nothing like that. My baby boy was just born.
Exactly.
Excitement
How
of
old are you?
everything. 32.
Okay. So yeah, minus 13. I get it. And my son's 15, and I'm a single mom raising him. Wait. Weekend, summer break, holidays rotated, family events, semi agreement, spring break. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I actually forgot some stuff
I'm trying
too.
to. I sit here and going through. I'm sitting here trying to go through my notes, and I
Don't worry
think
about it. You get to
so
come
you
back
want the
with a
agreement to
tighter
go back
frame.
to what it was, or are you
Again.
asking for
No,
additional
I think
stuff?
I honestly might be asking for more because
Yeah.
at
That's what I'm
first when it
asking.
was somewhat of an agreement, I would take July because her birthday in July and she would take August. But after a while I started like, man, my birthday in August. I want my son on my birthday. Like,
And guess what? Everyone sees that differently. My birth, and I'm saying I'm sharing this for a reason. My birthday is December 31st.
mhm.
I made sure in my custody agreement, my ex-husband had our son from December 26th to January 2nd.
Oh yeah. I was
So
taking Mother's
I
Day
had
and
my
Father's
birth.
Day.
You know what I'm saying? So everyone is different with that. He gets to party his birthday away in September. But I'm just saying that to say that. But Eric, feel free if you want to share my information because I don't mind um just chatting.
Hold on, I want to show you this.
Oh,
This
wait,
was on my birthday. As you can see, it's not like people that you hang out with or anything. Nah, it's
it's
them kids
family.
around me. Yeah, it's them. Yeah, I like I said, my birthday, his birthday, her month, Mother's Day, Father's Day, every like he
So
always
you
with me.
ain't trying to hit the streets for your birthday. You want to be with loved ones on your
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah.
And
My
that's different. Yep. Okay.
a buddy of
So,
mine, he came over. He brought his DJ set. We had a party upstairs and we had a party downstairs for the kids.
and that's awesome. Okay.
Like any of
Adrian,
See,
my friends
guess
will
what?
tell
If
you.
I still lived in Maryland, I left in 2018. If I still lived in Maryland, I would turn up with you. And we gonna go we gonna ride out together and go get that young man. For real, for real. You don't gotta pay
Adrian,
me.
you ready?
You don't gotta pay me. I'm gonna ride out with you.
All right, Adrian.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now we can.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm
Oh
not on
well.
camera.
Hello,
Um,
hello.
I think Mr. Johnny Cochran Jr., that's Omari, I think he pretty much hit on everything.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm passionate. Sorry.
Don't apologize. You did a great job.
Thank
Um,
you.
have you ever talked to your son and asked him what did he want?
Yeah, he always say that he want all of this to be over. He always say that he don't understand why his mother get mad with me. He say he just wanted to be over.
And say that. Just say you spoke with your son because you wanted to know what is it that he want because he's witnessing all of this. Because I because I've been on both sides. I think where it gets messed up sometimes is the mother and the father are so angry with each other that nobody's thinking about the best interest of the child. It could affect his performance in school, his social skills. He may not trust people. You just don't know. And what I learned from my daughter is kids sit around and have conversations about their parents.
Hmm.
And you'd be surprised some of the things that they talk about. So, because he said that to you, and if you can remember the date and the time, like Omari said, then,
I got
bring
it
that
printed
up.
out already.
See, there you go. So, you use all of that, and you can hear the passion in your voice when you speak. So keep that. Just be your authentic self. And you can't go wrong with that.
Yep,
From being
yep,
in the
yep,
court
yep.
with Eric, because I only been to court one time, and so I don't really have much to say about that. But I went to court with Eric, and this is all how winning strategies got started. I remember the mom was so angry, and Eric was so angry, and I was like, asked for a break because I had to tell him because he was so angry at what she did and she was so busy trying to get back at him. Nobody was speaking about the child. So always remember that your child is your main focus, not her, not who she's dealing with. But if she speaks about, she's in a relationship and it's affecting her relationship, you can also say, well, is this a safe environment for my son? Because I feel like you're angry with me. Is he getting the best care from both of y'all? Because at the end of the day, everybody needs to be happy and everybody moves on. But a lot of times people are so stuck from their past. You moved on, she moved on. She may want to be back with you. You may say, well, you know what, I'm willing to sacrifice everything to be with her for the betterment of my child, but then that's not teaching a child anything that you're supposed to stay when you're unhappy. So just, be your authentic self and it seemed like you got it in the bag. I wish that things could run as smooth as it is right now at this moment and all the feedback that you're getting, but I'm praying that it goes in your favor because
Thank
as a mother, I know all moms aren't good moms and all dads aren't good dads, but sometimes the father is the best parent. Not to take away from the mother, but sometimes, okay, you're a little more established. You can give the child more at certain times in their life, and I think we all need to understand that. And if we work together, then, that would be a great human we raising, right? So that's all the feedback that I have. But don't forget your yes, sirs, and your yes, ma'ams when you're speaking.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
All
And that's
right.
it.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you,
Hmm.
Amari.
Of course, of course.
All right.
Anytime.
All right. Hold on for a minute. David, you've heard, you've listened. Okay, this is something that I'm going to say it. I don't know how it is for you. This is going to be one of those spiritual tests for you. Okay, they come in many shapes, sizes, forms, whatever. Okay, I don't know what your spiritual life is like. All right, however, you have to remember. Okay, you may be going in there for your part of the child. However, it's still your child and her child. So basically, I want you to put your best foot forward in doing what's in the best interest of your son. Okay? Because he needs you. I'm going to say it again. He needs you. I'm going to tell you this. I don't know, I mean, if you saw or if I told you. After I entered my son's life again, three 3 to 4 weeks later, this dude was on the honor roll. This dude got best in Spanish. Okay. Prior to me coming into his life, he was a 1.5. He had a 1.5 grade point average. That's the lowest of the low. His mother did not like that. Okay. But,
Mm.
and I want you to remember, you still do for that young man. You still fight for him. That picture that I have up in the corner, if you can see that, when
I
that
got
young man is asking dad, why didn't you come for me? Or why didn't you seek me out? And that father goes, he got $25,000 to say he did. He didn't stop. You're not stopping. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring everybody on. I want to thank everybody for giving their feedback. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Okay. Taking time out of your schedule. Now,
Sure.
your culminating experience, sir, will be in 3 days. Okay.
okay.
Your time, let me know. Okay. Whatever time it is, but I have it planned for 3 days. Okay. Because that is when you and Amari can tell you, that's when it really gets me when you're going to be graded. You need to show up like you're going to show up in court.
Hmm.
All right. You
Didn't I
you
say that
you say again.
when I called them? I said the exact same thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When we had our discussion, he definitely did.
All right. So you ain't got to have no suit on, okay? But if you got it, if not, reach out. I got a whole bunch of them. My wife told me I got to get rid of some of them. I got a tie. You got your shirt. All right. Remember, you going up in front, and I think you got the Petrio. Okay.
Okay,
So he's a stickler.
gotcha.
All
Will
right.
do.
Danny, thank you. All right. You gonna be all right? What? You got your hand up. What? What?
Can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
She muted still.
You muted me. You muted
There
me.
we
No, I
go.
didn't.
Sorry. Yes, you did.
Go ahead.
So the the mother in me, the birthing a nation of men founder in me, I feel like I truly need to talk to him, like me and him. So can you please share my information with him? Um, his situation, I don't know when the court date is. If I can get up into Maryland, I will come. For real.
You
Like,
got you. His court date is next week.
Yeah, I was about to say it's Friday of
okay,
next
guess
week on the
what?
7th.
Guess what? After what date?
On the 7th. That's 2 Fridays
Okay,
from me.
guess what? Our end of the year celebration is the 31st, which is this Friday. Doesn't mean I can't make it. I want this information. Can please give him my information
All right.
because I would love to be able to come up and support this young man. Um, I hate this shit. Like me and my ex-husband. No, I'm being honest.
I'm glad you laughed first
I'm
because I'm over
sorry.
here like,
I'm
yo.
sorry.
No,
Like
seriously.
what? You preaching to the
Me and my
choir.
Yeah,
ex-husband, we separated in 2018. And we're at the point now, like we're like the best of friends. But it wasn't always that way. And Eric, you know that. Like I've been on these things and it none of them have touched me to make me be drawn to tears like this one. When I'm hearing Owens Mills or Rundle Mills moved away, school, like that bothers me. That triggers me. That's an issue. My ex-husband, when my son's lunch account gets low, he gets the alerts too because I included his name on that. He gets the school alerts. School's closed. He gets the alerts. So when I'm hearing all of this, and I'm not trying to make this about me, I'm really not. It actually just hurts my heart because it's like, if that's the freaking damn father, why is he not getting alerts from the school? Why is he
You
not
said
getting
what? I'm sorry.
grade alerts? Why is he
I'm
not
not going back out.
getting?
Sorry.
I heard somebody. What happened?
I'm sorry.
oh,
That,
you
that was me.
talking
I'm
to
sorry.
somebody.
I'm just like I don't like. That's some bullshit. Sorry for my language. But I see with my current students that I have, mamas change up what they do based on their new boo, and it's like really, your new boo is going to dictate how you handle your children and how things move forward with their fathers and things of that. That's not okay. That is a problem. My ex-husband, is now his ex-wife. They weren't even married a year. That's who he left me for. She controlled and dictated how you interacted with me regarding our son to the point she bought a phone for him. So she bought a phone for our son so that my ex-husband didn't have to talk to me. Nope. Guess what? Disconnect. That's not what we're doing. We're going to do this in a mature way. And I'm only saying this to say, like, I don't even know your real name, but if I can get to Maryland to ride with you, we riding. Like the mamas riding for the babies. Like, no, we got to do this. Like, this is not okay. This is not okay. This is, I have a 15-year-old son. I am not a man. How do I raise a 15-year-old young man? I can teach him what I think I know.
Go ahead, Amari.
All right, y'all have a good one. I'm sorry. I got to get back to the family.
No problem.
I wish
Thanks
you the
again.
best of luck. No problem, bro. I wish you the best of luck. Like I said, you got my number. Hit me. You got any questions, whatever. I got you, bro. You got this.
Thank you.
And
All
I
right.
believe yeah, and I agree with you. I believe he truly has this. But I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not throwing stones at her. But no, we can't do this alone as women. We cannot do this alone as women.
Okay. Well, listen. I'm gonna send him your information after I hit exit. I want to thank y'all for coming on tonight. I want to thank you for doing this for me, Danny. Jaquan, I told you when you came with winning strategies, you was gonna get the best. Okay.
I'm gonna say I want to thank y'all also too, because you know me, I'm not really big on the whole live thing. I'm gonna be honest, starting out with it, I definitely wasn't big on it, but as everything played out, I'm telling you, it really opened up a lot for me for real. It really opened up a lot for me. It
Okay.
really, and I
Sometimes,
thank y'all for that. Thank y'all.
can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Sometimes in life, the things that are uncomfortable, we do our best at. Always
Oh,
remember that.
definitely. Come on.
Hmm.
Come through, Adrian. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
But Danny, I
All right. You
definitely
you
understand. I understand you, Danny. I feel you. I can give you a whole story. But the flip side of it was when Eric came into my life, he became my help with my kids. I never forget. He
Mm-hmm.
was like, "I'll take." My son had asthma really bad, and we were back and forth in and out the emergency room. And one day I was looking, I'm like, "Well, where Eric?" He had picked my son up, and he was on his way to Sinai. They knew him because he was always there with me, but I didn't know what help looked like in that aspect until he came along. He was like, "My time at work is for my family."
Come
So
on.
for me, it allowed me to be in my soft season, which I will remain in for the rest of my life as long as we are married.
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
my soft
Yes. Come
season.
on. Okay, Queen.
but um
okay.
but I understand where you're coming from, and I have learned so much through winning strategies because honestly, I never paid the court systems any attention because I ain't really have to go in there. But when I went to court and I saw how biased they were when it came to the fathers, it changed a lot, and I come in contact with some women who use money as a weapon, who use
Oh,
the
definitely.
kids as a weapon. That's because everybody needs healing. We need healing, but
Mm-hmm.
just as much as his son needs him, he needs his son as well.
You know what's crazy though is I did. I had to do family court. So this is 2020, about a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
So I had already been interacting with winning strategies.
Mhm.
Um, and the only reason I did it is because my ex-husband threatened to not return our son.
Mhm.
Like, this shouldn't be like this. So I'm like, no,
Mhm.
I gotta go this route. I need to protect myself.
Mhm.
Um, so even now, the woman that was like impacting that, they're not even
Mhm.
they're divorced. They're already divorced, less than a year of married. Anyway, fast forward, he's like, oh, that court order doesn't matter anymore. I'm not worried about it. Sir, yes it does, because I don't know when the next woman's gonna come around and you're gonna change up. But we good. However, um, with that being said, we're friends again. We're friends again. And as mother and father, we're friends. And if we can be friends,
Mhm.
everything else with our son
Mhm.
should be great because we're friends again.
And he sees that. He sees that. I feel like I always use this. I always say,
Now, I'm gonna stop you. Now, you hear what they're saying, right, Jaquan?
Mhm. Yeah, I
Okay,
hear what they're
so
saying, and I always was always thinking about it too, because like I spoke on it earlier about my son saying that he wished some of the things was over. I always try to get him to see like whatever they telling you, just know your father is not the villain of the story.
the key
there you
thing is
go.
that never ever, one of my key things so I started a nonprofit for single mothers with sons. I'm not going to even say the name because I'm not trying to promote me. But one of my biggest things is
It's called birthing a nation of men.
There you go.
one of my biggest things is that my son will never hear any recordings from any podcast I've been on, any live I've done. He will never, ever hear me talking bad about his father. I may discuss our situation, but he will never hear me discuss anything negative about his father.
That's the same
Because
way
guess
with me.
what? I still have that respect for him. You did what you did. You left me for a whole damn other woman and moved out of the state. Left me with your daughter, your granddaughter. Like, you did all this, but I'm not going to belittle you. I'm not. So my son can't go back in 10, 15 years and be like, Mom, why'd you dog daddy like that? Nope, I never did that. No, I did not. I
Well,
did not.
Danny, I'm a little different. My kids and my kids know. My kids' father and I, we have a strange friendship. They know he gets on my nerves, but I never wanted my kids to feel like if they were in a program that they had to choose which side they were going to go on, if they was going to see daddy first or mommy first. I always saved them a seat, even if he got on my nerves, because we going to kumbaya for these kids. And Eric, no, I told him that from
Oh,
day one.
definitely.
And it has not always been easy, but I make it easy for me. I make it easy for me, and I want my kids to see the best in me because they know me. I don't tell them anything negative about him, but I be like, your father getting on my nerves. Kids will form their own opinion when they get older, and
Exactly.
then they'll come and they'll have a conversation with you. So everything that's doing and everything that's being told to them, oh, they'll see later. They'll see later. But you know what? I don't care what you say about the other parent. Sometimes it seems like the kids love them more, but it's
No, and
okay.
I agree with you, Adrian. And that's what I was saying is that I won't say anything negative about him. And like you said, the opinion will be formed later. And I
Mm-hmm.
had to do that with my both of my damn parents, for real. Like
Mm-hmm.
my mama and I got into an argument on Monday, and I was like, yeah, yeah, no,
Ladies, ladies, we want to thank you.
bye,
That's because he's not
bye.
leading the
All right.
conversation, Danny. That's why he's not leading the conversation anymore because we
I
took
know.
over.
We trying to help this young man over here out, and yeah,
Well, he
I
got to
get
get up at 6 o'clock.
I was
Adrian.
gonna
I
say
mean,
you could
five
have let
o'clock.
them. You could have let
Dude,
them
it's
keep discussing. I still have a little bit more time.
We
no,
gotta
he
get
got.
up to that.
It's only 8:16. You gotta get up at 6. How you need 12 hours of sleep, dude? 10. But my man over here, Mister Mister David, he needs more time. So why are we ending on him? Isn't that what we're here for?
Look, listen,
Mm-hmm.
listen. Adrian, you see what Ampy put in the chat?
Mm-mm. What he say?
He said, "My man Eric, he's come a long way from stealing hubcaps off of cars on the
He's crazy.
avenue. My 2 cents. Continue to show up for your son."
He's crazy.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good evening. Jaquan, I'm going to send you her information as soon as I hit exit. All right.
Gotcha, gotcha.
All
And
right.
reach out whenever you feel, whenever you want to.
I was gonna say I'm gonna reach out to you as soon as he sends it, just so you can have it.
All
Okay.
right,
And I
all
want to
right,
thank
All
y'all.
right.
Thank y'all again.
all right. Good night. Okay, wait, I'll leave.